Alright, friends, it is December 23, 2025. I'm going to go into some more of the sessions, maybe even all of them. It depends on how long I end up going here. I don't want to go too long, but either get it all done in this one, or if I can move fast, or maybe do one more video with the final ones. But anyway, this is the continuation of the sessions target set up for me by my buddy Dustin Newcomb. What I love about working with Dustin, I could never guess what he's going to set up. He's very uniquely random in the things that he's interested in. It's not always UFO. It's not always woo-woo stuff. It's a really great mix, and so I'm always surprised when I get the feedback. That's what I love working with a guy. Okay. Set up April 26, 2024. Look at the Hopi prophecies. Hopi prophecies. And Hopi prophecy delivered to United Nations in 1992, where he's going through the Hopi prophecy stuff. And those can be found. You can watch. This is it here, where he's in front of the United Nations in 1992. Here's one from 1972 where he's talking about the prophecies. He's talking about the person with the red hat or the red cloak who arrives right here at the end of the fourth world. Here's Great Spirit. Here are two symbologies, a cross and a sun here as well. And right here at the end of the fourth world, we either go into total destruction or we go into a period of peace and prosperity. That's what the prophecy is about. Apparently, it goes back through oral traditions very long time ago. But part of the story here that I think is interesting with some of the stuff that came in, and there's a couple of sessions here that are pretty esoteric. I don't understand what they are. I don't know if they're relevant. I'm going to put it all out there, though, because I don't know what's good and what's bad, so I'm just going to put it all out there. But this is what's relevant here as far as what may be represented in one of the sessions here. But in the prophecy, to the Hopi, the Great Spirit is all-powerful. He appears to the first people as a man and talked to them at the beginning of the creation of this world. Taught us how to live, worship, where to go, how to carry food. Gave us seeds for planting. He gave us a set of sacred stone tablets into which he breathed all teachings in order to safeguard his land and life. In these stones were made instructions and prophecies and warnings. This was done with the help of Spider-Woman, in corroboration with the Great Spirit. And they also go on here that the Spider-Woman's two grandsons were given these sacred stone tablets. And one went to this part of the world, the other went to that part of the world. Also in the prophecy, the true white brother here, says here, it is known that our true white brother, when he comes, will be all-powerful and will wear a red cap or red cloak. He will be large in population and belong to no religion but his very own. He will bring with him the sacred stone tablets. Right there. So I think that's very interesting. He will bring with him the sacred stone tablets. Okay, let's go through some of this stuff. Again, I did a little bit of work every couple of months on this thing. If I felt inspired, I did a little bit of work. So this was in June 17th. So I'm getting some kind of a structure. Seemed like a monument type structure. Area around it felt natural, overgrown, old structure. It's shaped like a pyramid or stacked blocks. I don't know if that's. I couldn't tell. I wasn't sure if it was a pyramid, but it kind of looks like these watchtowers that the Hopi built. They built these kinds of structures. Maybe that would be what it would represent. And the idea of a watchtower kind of is within the realm of the prophecy. You're looking out as far as you can see. Let's see, is that a monument, I wonder? Seen as a monument to mankind or a specific civilization? I kept getting the shape of a pyramid. I didn't want to call it a pyramid because I didn't know if it was one. The monument has an old feel to it, ancient, built with a significance. What does it mean? Something special about the building. Well, what is that, though? This was interesting here. Like it's haunted by spirits, a kind of Valley of the Dead feel to it, like an ancient burial site, an old cemetery, a place in which people would die and their spirit was set to remain there, a death ceremony to it. Like this location has some kind of paranormal activity going on, but I wanted to know how. Possibly the land location produces some type of energetic output like a ley line. And so this was a kind of interpretation here of structures being set on ley lines. A connection between these could be considered brother or sister sites. And it's interesting because this reminded me of, well, let me just go here to finish up on this session, like following a map from site to site, calculated to some type of lunar calendar. So there were these sites here. A system of locations that is based to some degree on lunar cycles and calculations, a moon goddess sect or cultures. That's what it seemed like to me. What was interesting about this ley line idea here is that it reminded me of a place that I visited years ago called Chaco Canyon, and that's in New Mexico. It's an ancient Pueblo site that is set and aligned with astronomical alignments. And on the site you can see where it connects to all these different villages around the mesa. And that reminds me of that. So anyway, that was that session. Again, these sessions are a bit esoteric, so. Okay, so that one was in July, I think. Now I didn't do anything until November. So I'm like, I'm going to do a quick session here. I was getting this sense of something underground here. And there was this shape here. Large, man-made, heavy, solid mass feel, protected, old, antique, inside located, or inside a body or mass. Something inside of something. And AOL of Egypt, AOLing out into Egypt. But this was an interesting idea. Something inside of something. What does that mean, though? An object inside of an object. Something deep inside here. Here was the object inside of like a shrine or something like that. Something within it. The notion is like something that has been ingested and is now inside the body, deep inside. So we are going in. I don't know what that means. Seems a bit crystallized or a crystalline type structure, crystal type of mineral embedded into something, but I didn't know what it was for, mineral deposits inside. What's interesting about this is this reminds me of the stone tablet that they're talking about in the prophecy. That's what that reminds me of. But it gets a bit more esoteric here. There is the idea of a type of on-off switch or activation code. What happens when it's activated, though, I wondered? The idea of a type of generator. Is it real or meditative, I wondered? Is this meaning that is this something real or just something you conjure up in your own mind? You can see a person meditating on this element and trying to connect with its properties, like tapping into an old vessel of knowledge, arcane lore like Byzantine era. Something you would meditate on, like a cross-channel communication device, to speak with an old era, to reconvene with an elder that has spiritual essence and vibration. There's a hum sound to it, like a gong rippling out. A type of deep meditation exercise to prepare for an initiation. But what kind of an initiation, I wondered? Like something out of Greece, like the oracles of Delphi or something. A wider space of mind. Like you would go there to find answers and questions. There's a universal sense of the pursuit of knowledge that relates to this element. There's an element here, like a periodic table element, a monoatomic, that could be ingested as a symbolic way to hold this element within, a symbolic gesture. I don't know how that relates, but it's very interesting to me. I don't know how that relates. But let's continue on. So then, so then about a month or so later, I sit down and just a couple pages here, see what's going to come through. This was right off the bat, these sessions were very different. Getting this idea of a metal design like a bridge or something like that. Construction, pattern or design, I'm kind of getting into it here. An AOL of Jesus. What kind of structure is this, I wondered? For use, purpose, design, some kind of a structure here. The area and structure seem vast, wide, open, reminds me of an amusement park, meaning an area with multiple structures. This design here was interesting to me. An area that is vast enough to walk around it or drive around it, from one thing to the next. It is, what's the significance of the place, though, I felt? It's like a small village. It's a small village. It reminds me of maybe where these folks would live. Like everything is arranged in this compact area, like a small city or an old west town feel. Is there someone here of interest, though, I wondered? Seems like this aspect of the tasking is focused on someone, a person of interest. He sits here at this table. He might deal in things related to law, legal, and crime. You can see this person going around and doing things from one place to the next, like an important person. He goes here, he does some dealings with people, does some dealings over here. Driving from one place to the next. Why is this person important, though, I wondered? The idea of weeding people out, refining something. A person in charge of something specific and is managing that like a mayor or a CEO or accountant, making sure the numbers add up. That was interesting. Again, the sessions took a significant turn. I think this is the final session here. Okay, so then this is when I ended, January 8th, earlier this month. So I got this person here, and they're writing something. This person is writing something and putting something on paper. This person is either a writer/author, or they are putting something in writing. But why? What are they writing, I'm wondering? Documents, papers? This person seems busy writing a document. And here he is from this perspective here with a stack of papers, documents, writing a story or telling an account. I had this very strange feeling that this was me actually sitting doing the remote viewing sessions. I'm there like a stack of paper and I'm doing the session. A strange feeling that was me. What kind of story, though, is it, I wondered? Seems historical. This is how it happened. The person writes at a fevered pitch, frantically, fast-paced. But why, though, I wondered? Seems like this person feels like the time is short and this story needs to be told before it's too late. The hour is late. Like a person in fear, for his life. What's interesting is that in the prophecy here, one of the things that the elder was saying was that they were sharing these private prophecies with the world because they were afraid that if they didn't share it, then destruction could be inevitable. That's why they did all this, and that's why he went there and said these things and shared their private stuff. That's what that reminds me of. Like this. Like he feels the time is short and the story needs to be told, the prophecy, before it's too late. The notion is of someone who is concerned about being murdered, or the story they are telling has this as the plot. It's like espionage, foreign affairs, and an international player, a James Bond type person. What does this person do, though, I wondered? A world traveler, international dealings. You can see this person standing next to a person of royalty. It's interesting there with the hat. Doing what, though, I'm wondering? Dining, socializing, working on international affairs. International affairs, though, what does that mean? Cutting deals, brokering deals. Someone who can move in these circles, arrange things, move people around. A Merlin type, arranging situations, and making sure that he is compensated well for such an ability. But there is concern, like the individual is found in a dangerous situation, life or death even, like an opposing force is putting him in danger. It's like the mafia or a group like that is after this person. It will take all of this person's intelligence to navigate these people. The idea of this person being on foreign soil and needing to get home alive. Why would these people be after this person, though, I wondered? It's like fighting alliances, taking sides. Like this person sides with someone, and now that person's opposition is targeting them. Meaning, I'm going to read that again. Like this person sides with someone, and now that person's opposition is targeting them. It's a battle of alliances, and now this person is dealing with very serious groups who play for keeps. The main character, though, is very witty and very skilled, able to outsmart them. You see this person making it back home, though there is still danger around, infiltration in the environment. It's like a game of having to outsmart the enemy continually. The idea of espionage is very intriguing. This person can operate within the most powerful of circles, though it feels like it is a wartime era. There is international dangers happening and on the horizon. Sounds like the end of the fourth world to me. The individual is still like Merlin, going in and operating, negotiating, moving people around, shifting people like shifting sands. This is a very powerful ability and can be seen as very dangerous. People would either want to use this person for their own dealings, or they fear this person's ability to strategically arm or disarm. Whoa. This is like a special gift to have. There are not many people who can do this. How does this play out, though, I wondered, as per the tasking? The right pitch, the fastball or the curveball to strike out the batter. To be skilled enough to both execute the pitch and make that decision while factoring in all the players. Meaning, like, the idea there was like a pitcher who had to figure out what pitch to throw, as well as being completely aware of all the other players in all the other sections around this person. Very, very 4D chess kind of stuff. To have that position shows enormous skill level. Applied, something that affects a nation or nations can resolve a war and begin the after-war dealings. Played like a game, chessboard, moving pieces around. These pieces are high-level people and cabinets. Again, a James Bond type figure, like Cold War espionage. Having spies infiltrate to begin the buildup of resistances. Yeah, this is important here. Having spies infiltrate to begin the buildup of resistances, to weaken strongholds, infiltrators, put in blind spots, very psychological warfare, an international ring of spies. The main individual has to combat this level of psyop, finding bad actors, caught in the act, like taking pieces off the chessboard, even within his own sphere of influence. As a rule, this person must see everyone as a potential infiltrator. How do you deal with this, I wonder? Through advanced levels of technology and communications, through timing, to be there when it is right to be there. How, though, I wondered? That special calendar they run on, that timepiece that puts him there when it's right to be there, like a special ring to wear on his finger, telling him when he is in time. To this, what am I saying here? This put him into a great advantage when it comes to arrangements and dealings. This puts him at a great advantage when it comes to arrangements and dealings that are time sensitive and time specific. What time is it? Where are you supposed to be? When are you supposed to be there? This person has some type of, goes back to the first session, some type of special time calendar process that they work in. It's like a spy novel, a book, written pages, put into a story, somewhere in time, a tale of 10 cities. That was it. What concerns me about these sessions is that if any of this has any relevance to these prophecies, and again, attempting to remote view some ancient prophecy is not easy to do. It's a very difficult thing to even try to wrap your mind around. It's not a place, it's an idea, it's a prophecy. So it's not easy, it's not an easy thing to do or even try to understand. But what I'm considering here is that if we are at this phase here, the end of the fourth world like the Hopis are saying, and we're right here, and according to their prophecy here, the true white brother who has the other stone tablet is either going to make or break the situation. Oh, where's that image? Here. Let's say that's happening now, and what happens here is still in the unknown phase. We could either go into chaos or we can go into prosperity here. So let's just say that this person is in action right now, and we are in that phase of the man in the red hat or the man in the red cloak. This is a concern right here. Having spies infiltrate to begin the buildup of resistances, to weaken strongholds, put into blind spots, very psychological warfare. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but if it means that this person who can bring this instead of this is up against some very bad actors, finding bad actors caught in the act, and could try to screw everything up. The positive element of it here is the potential that the red hat person or the red cloak person, being that they are operating within a special or specific understanding of time, be it however they utilize that, however that might be utilized, this would indicate that the person can navigate those things because of their understanding of when to do something, when to be somewhere, and where they're supposed to be and when. Since seems to be no, oh, everything works out great in the end, it would indicate to me that we'll have to watch and find out. But this is interesting to me. I would say that if any of this is true, then this is probably the most important part here, right here. At least it is to me. Find the infiltrators, find the spies, outsmart them, so that we can go here and not here. So anyway, that's it. That's it for the sessions. Again, I don't know how to fully describe them. It's just one of those things. It's very esoteric. Trying to remote view somebody's ancient prophecy is not an easy thing to do. We'll just have to wait and find out. Thanks so much. Many more to come.